talking politics is always, well, not for me. See, if people don't agree with me, it doesn't bother me. Especially if the disagreement's backed up with facts, not just derangement and anger, what have you. There used to be a time in this country, well, I'm going to say there was a time when we could civilly disagree. But part of me feels that is true only when Republicans knew their position, which was the George W. Bush, or maybe George Herbert Walker Bush, to lose with dignity and be polite about it and be a gentleman, but lose with dignity, be okay with being a minority party. But if you're going to have any views of your own, well, then we're going to get you canceled. Then we're going to, ostracize you and call you racist, bigots, Nazis, homophobes. Which, those comments alone may piss some of you off, but, that's my worldview on it. But one topic that I find interesting is the Ukraine-Russia war. Where do you guys come down on that? I tell you, reasonable minds will differ on this topic significantly. I'm sure many of you do like I do. What would I do if I was president? What stance would I take? What would I think about it all? Or what do we just think about it as citizens, right? I grew up during the Cold War, and we were conditioned Soviet Union bad, US good. So now with Putin there, we're supposed to have that same reaction. Putin bad, Zelensky good. But I think where I come down is that I'm not impressed with either side. I'm not impressed with Zelensky and his track record. And nor am I with Putin. You got two sides that I think are not good. And I was listening to Marco Rubio speak. It's interesting. Marco Rubio came to speak at where I used to live, like walking distance, like at a school. And my family got there before I did, and they got this great picture with Marco. He wasn't our dog in that fight, but it was good to go out and see him. A little wave to the scooter guy there. It was good to go out and see Marco, and they got a cool photo that was, I think, published in the paper too. But anyhow, he's been doing some really good interviews, coming across. He was confirmed 99-0 for Secretary of State, and when that happens, I get concerned about why, because it's so rare. But what's funny is I went back and was looking at Antonin Scalia, the Supreme Court Justice, very conservative, who died. He was confirmed 99-0. Is this my turn here? Yeah. I was shocked. That would never happen today. I don't think this was the road I wanted. Darn it. It wasn't. I do that every time I do this without navigation or looking ahead. This wasn't the road I wanted. But it'll go somewhere. We're good. But anyhow, with Rubio being confirmed 99-0, he's actually been doing pretty good, I think. Now, one thing that would concern me for any of these guys, and I'll put out there, I have voted for Trump 3 times now. The first time, I couldn't believe that this New Yorker who used to be anti-gun, pro-choice, pro-whatever, was a Republican nominee. It bothered me. And my vote was more a vote against Hillary and any Democrat. But then, the debates, man, Trump was doing what we wanted Republicans to do, which is fight back, push back. When he showed, if you guys haven't seen Dave Chappelle's take on Trump, and why he won, you should watch it. It's hilarious and a bit accurate. But I thought, like, when Trump was debating Hillary and he showed up with Juanita Broderick and what's the other girl? Anita, was that? No, Anita Hill. That was Justice Thomas. What's that girl? That's the one James Carville said, you drag a dollar bill through a trailer park, you never know what you're going to find. I can't remember her name. She's the one that got the nose job. But, you know, these were the 3 women that accused Hillary's husband of rape. And of course, you let Trump get accused of that, the media is going to cover it. Some of you may have never known Trump was accused of rape by 3 different women. And the media certainly wasn't going to tell you. But anyhow, when Trump showed up at the debate, those were his guests in the front row. That is what Republicans wanted. A pushback, a fight. And by the second time I voted for him, I'm like, oh, he delivered on Supreme Court justices. He delivered on some pro-gun stuff. You know. So anyhow, but what I was going to say is, having voted for him 3 times, I certainly wouldn't want to work for him. I mean, like, even having a reasonable disagreement, I mean, is just going to, like, call you an idiot, you're stupid, fire you, remove your protective detail. And believe me, I'm about as ultra-conservative as they come. And I was on some comment forums on YouTube and other places. You know, it helps sharpen your skills sometimes to get in these little debates, but you're not going to change anybody's mind. They're not going to change mine, usually. But, you know, I made a comment about I wouldn't want to work for the man. I hope Rubio is not going to get stabbed in the back. And this guy says, he won't get stabbed as long as he remains loyal. And it's like, loyal? And see, this is where I would say insert comment, you're not a real MAGA if you don't think he should be loyal. You know, you would think that the president wants people surrounding him that are going to give him advice and facts, and reasonable minds may differ and have a debate. But it's just like, if you do that at all, you're disloyal. You're not MAGA. You're terrible. You're idiot. You're a traitor. And I'm not in that camp. You know, I was telling this one person, if you read, I think it was Doris Kearns Goodwin. I'm running off memory, but I think the author was Doris Kearns Goodwin. Wrote a book about Lincoln called Team of Rivals, and it was basically talking about how Lincoln took everybody who ran against him and put them in his cabinet, and he managed those relationships. Some of the people thought, even when they were in the cabinet, they should have had his job. But eventually they all came to see he was the right man at the right time. And I compared that to Trump. It's like, okay, Rubio ran against him. Who else ended up in his cabinet the first time? That governor from Texas who messed up the 5 agencies and could only name like 2. I like that guy, but that was a funny moment. But all right, Trump put some of these people in his cabinet, but it's like you'd almost be hard pressed to find any of them that he brought back, that he hired again. You know, if anybody disagreed with him, they're an idiot, they're a traitor. Some of it's warranted, by the way. Definitely, some of it's warranted. That clown that was running, what, with the FBI? That guy, man, he was like an inside coup. But then other times, I'm like, man, somebody gives you advice, you don't go around insulting them to everybody. That's my reason for bringing up Lincoln. Lincoln didn't go around calling everyone an idiot. So I'm really kind of conflicted on that part of it. But I remember during the Republican nomination thing on TV, that one lady that works for him, and look at all this stuff here, that one lady that said, you don't get Trump's accomplishments without Trump's personality. It just wouldn't happen. And I think maybe there's something to that.